A flat night in American trading overnight as people digested the report that 8,000 more people were claiming the unemployment benefit. However, the US markets have had a steady bid tone to them through the first quarter of this year. The first quarter has boosted up around 5.6%, and this is the largest rally in the first quarter of a year over the last 13 years. It is quite surprising really due to the fact that the world has experienced two significant events over the first quarter of this year. Obviously the Japanese tsunami has had a devastating impact on their growth, and also in the Middle East we've seen significant civil unrest. This has no doubt rattled investors' confidence. However, despite this, due to the increase in oil prices and metal prices, commodities-based stocks have really pushed the S&P 500 index up. Overnight, the New Zealand dollar and Australian dollar had a steady bid tone to them. The Australian dollar set yet another post-float high against the US dollar and is currently just a tad under $1.04 against the US. This meant that the New Zealand dollar was also dragged kicking and screaming up to around 76.30 against the US overnight. Over the first couple of months of this year, it was noticeable that the European debt problems, which were also prevalent in the media, were actually absent from our headlines over January and February. However, in March we did see the emergence of problems out of Europe. First of all, we saw that Portugal faced a government debt downgrade, and then we saw that 30 small banks out of Spain also were downgraded. Then this week we've seen the downgrade of Greece's sovereign debt to below junk bond status. Finally, overnight we've seen Irish banks emerge back into the headlines. This is due to the fact that they were facing a stress test. It was deemed that they would need another 24 billion euros to survive, and this means that they should hopefully be able to recapitalise their balance sheet and actually start to structure a sound financial payment system. The European Central Bank has said that they are supportive of the moves within Dublin. However, it is important to note that there are significant underlying problems within the periphery of the European countries at present, and debt yields are continuing to heighten further. Yesterday showed that business confidence slumped in March. This was widely expected due to the effects of the Canterbury earthquake. Now more businesses in New Zealand expect that the New Zealand economy will shrink this year. And this means that businesses are expecting to lay off a few more people and also are very cautious about future business expenditure. Of note, last week the New Zealand ASB commodity price index went down in New Zealand dollar terms. This is due to the fact that our dollar has been so supported since it reached about 72 US cents following the Canterbury earthquake. Of particular note, US has found radiation in their milk supplies, so we're cautiously optimistic about the outlook for next week's global dairy trade. One of the key attributes for New Zealand produce is it is widely viewed as very safe, and no doubt we will take some advantage from the radiation spread around the world.